Hi friend, welcome to the live study channels. Today I am going to discuss core Java interview question and answer second part. So let's start. My first question is, what is the Java class loader? List and explain the purpose of the three type of class loader. The Java class loader in the part of the Java runtime environment means JRE that load classes are demand lazy loading into the JVM Java virtual machine. Class may be loaded from the local file system, a remote file system, or even the web. When the JVM is started, three class loader are used. First, bootstrap class loader, extension class loader, system application class loader. Loader core Java API file rt.jar from folder. Extension class loader loads jar file from folders. Load jar file from the path specific in the class path environment variable. Another question is, when design an abstract class, why should you avoid calling abstract method inside its constructor? Very most important question. This problem in initialization order, the subclass constructor will not have had a chance to run it, and there is no way to force it to run it before the parents class. Consider the following example class. Abstract class, suppose while. Okay, while class, and then you can catch the final integer is a catches. Okay, is a construction, is a public, is a weightage. This catches will be height and weight, then procure the abstract weight with the height. This scene like a good start for an abstract wide we get. It allows subclasses to fill in the width and height and catch their initial value. However, look when you spy out a typical subclass implementation like so, means public square bracket extend to the is private final int size. Okay, then public square weight means you can construct the integer size. This dot size is equal to override the protected weighted and return the size. The override protected height return the size. Now we have introduced a subtitle bug. Weighted catches width and width weighted catches dot height in is equal to the same. The 0 for square weightage the terms is the because the size this dot size is equal to assignment occurs into the weightage construction run. Avoid calling abstract method in your abstract classes constructor as the restricted how those abstract method can be implemented. Move to the another question. Another question is, what are the static initializer and when would you use them? A static initializer give you to opportunity to run code during the initial loading of a class, and it guarantees that this code will only run once and will finish running before your class can be accessed in any way. They are useful for performing initialization of complex static object or to register a type with a static registry as JDBC Driver do. Suppose you want to create a static immutable map containing some feature flag. Java does not have a good ones linear for initializing map, so you can static initializer in it. Means suppose create a static final, right? Argument pass like integer and boolean flags. Okay, static you can mapping boolean this type. Okay, is a new hash map. Flag that put what is a prompt user is a false, the retrieve response pipeline it's a true. Flag the put, and then you can use the flag is a container of unfoldable map. Okay, within the same class you can repeat this pattern of the declaring a static field and immediately initializing it since the multiple static initializer are allowed. Okay, Another question is, write a code for thread safe singleton class. It's very simple and very useful. When we say thread safe, which means singleton should remain singleton even if initialization occurs in the case of multiple threads using Java enum as singleton. Class is one of the easiest way to create a thread safe singleton in a Java. Suppose create a public enum class, okay, instance. Just create the show method and print the enum. Okay, means you can access the singleton as singleton instance and call any method like singleton instance show method. Okay, very simple. Another question is, what is a multicatcher block in Java? In a Java 7, one of the improvement was a multi-catch block where we can catch multiple exceptions in a single catch block. This make occur code shorter and cleaner when every catch block has a similar code. If a catch block handle multiple exception, you can separate them, use the 5, and in the case the exception parameter ex is a final, so we can change. What is a static block? A Java static block is the group of static block is the group of statements that get executed when the class is loaded into memory by Java class loader. It is used to initialize static variable of class. Mostly it is used to create a static resource when class is loaded. Another question is, what is the difference between abstract class and interface? Abstract classes can have method implementation where interface cannot. Means interface cannot be method implementation, but abstract class is a method implementation. A class can extend only one abstract class, but it can implement multiple interface. Implementation: we can run an abstract class if it has a main method, but we cannot run an interface. Can an interface implementation or extend another interface? Answer is no. Interface don't implement another interface. They extend it since interface can't have method implementation. There is no issue of diamond problem. Means that is why we have multiple inheritance in interface. Either an interface can extend multiple interface. From Java 8 onwards, interface can have default method implementation so that handle diamond problem. When a common default method is present in a multiple interface, it is mandatory to provide implementation of the method in the class implementing them. What is markup interface? A marker interface is an empty interface without any method but used to force some functionalities in implementing classes by Java. Some of the well-known marker interfaces are serializable and clonable. Okay. What are the wrapper classes? Java wrapper classes are the object presentation of 8 preemptive data types in a Java. All the wrapper class in a Java are immutable and final. Java 5 auto boxing and unboxing allow a easy conversion between preemptive type and their corresponding wrapper class. What is Java annotation? Java annotations provide information about the code and they have no direct effect on the code they annotated. Annotations are introduced in Java 5. Annotation is metadata about the program embedded in the program itself. It can be parsed by the annotation parsing tools by the compiler. We can also specify annotation availability to either compile time only or till runtime. Java built-in annotation are overriding, defected, and superfluous warning. Another question is, what is Java reflection API? Why it is so important to have? Java reflection APIs provide the ability to inspect and modify the runtime behavior of Java application. We can inspect a Java class interface enum and get their method and field details. Reflection API is an advanced topic and we should avoid it in normal programming. Reflection API users can break the design pattern such as Singleton pattern by involving the private constructor, either volatile the rule of access modifier. Even though we can't use reflection API in normal programming, it is very important to have. We can't have any framework such as Spring, Hibernate, or servers such as Tomcat, JBoss without reflection APIs. They invoke the propagation method and initiate classes through the reflection API and use it is a lot of the other processing. Another question is, what is the composition in a Java? Composition is a design pattern technique to implement have a reflection in a class. We can use reflection. We can use object composition for code reuse. Java composition is achieved by using the instance variable that refer to the other object. The benefits of using composition is that we can control the visibility of other object to client classes and reuse only what you need, but you can setter and getter you can use in a composition form. But another point means in composition and aggregation, very most important question. Okay, but in a mind first, suppose in a composition and aggregation, right, means without existing container object, if there is no chance of existing container object, then container and the content object are strongly associated, and the container object is strong association is nothing but a composition. For example, university and department. Suppose in a university there are several departments. Okay, suppose university is destroyed, so it is possible to department is exist? No. Means strong association. Composition means strong association. University consists of several departments. Without existing university, there is no chance of existing department have. Hence, university and department are strongly associated, and the strong association is nothing but composition. Okay. Suppose university, okay, CS ECME department, okay, department. Suppose university is destroyed, it is a possible to department is exist, that's why composition. How to sort a collection of custom object in Java. We need to implement comparable interface to support sorting of custom object in a collection. The comparable interface has compared to object method which is used to sorting method, and by providing this method implementation we can provide default way to sort custom object collection. However, if we want to sort based on different criteria such as sorting employees collection based on salary or age, when we can create comparator instance and pass it is sorting methodology. What is inner class in a Java? We can define a class inside a class and they are called nested class. Any non-static nested class is known as an inner class. Inner class are associated with the object of class and they can access all the variable and method of the outer class. Since inner classes are associated with the instance, we can't have any static variable in them. We can have two local inner class or anonymous inner class inside a class. What is anonymous inner class? A local inner class without a name is known as an anonymous inner class. An anonymous class is defined and initiated in a single statement. Anonymous inner class always extend a class implementation and interface. Since an anonymous class have no name, it is not possible to define a constructor for anonymous class. Anonymous inner classes are accessible only at the point where it is defined. What is another? Move to the another question. Another question is, can you have try without catch block? Yes, we can have try finally statement and hence avoiding catch block. What is serialization and deserialization? We can convert a Java object to a stream that is called serialization. Once an object is converted to the stream, it can be saved to file or sent over the network or used in a socket connection. The object should implement a serializable interface and we can use java.io.object output stream to write objects to file or to any output stream object. The process of converting stream data is created through the serialization object to the called deserialization. Means the process of converting stream data created through the serialization to object is called deserialization. Another question is, what is drawback? What is break and continue statement? We can use break statement to terminate for while or do while loop. We can use a break statement in the switch statement to exit the switch case. We can see the example of break statement in java.break. We can use to break with the label to terminate the nested loop. This continue statement skip the current iteration of a for a while do or while do loop. We can use to continue statement with the label to skip the current iteration of the outermost loop. Another question is, what is the default construction? No argument construction of a diff class is known as a default construction. Means there is no argument there is no argument in a constructor. It's called default construction. When we don't define any constructor for the class, Java compiler automatically create the default or no argument constructor for the class. If there are other constructor defined, then compiler will not create default construction for us. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe this video. Thank you so much.